All right, let's dive right in. We're going to be talking about something that's, well, it's already a huge part of our lives, and now it's become a major national priority for Sri Lanka. We're talking about artificial intelligence. We're going to connect the AI you use every single day to the country's big new national strategy. Let's get into it. So let me just start with a simple question for you. Did you use AI today? I'm willing to bet the answer is a big yes, even if you didn't really think about it.
I mean, think about it. Did you ask Siri or Google for the weather? Did Netflix suggest a movie that, it just knew you'd like? Maybe you played around with Meta's new AI on WhatsApp to make a funny picture. Heck, even a simple Google search, that's powered by AI. It's not some far-off sci-fi concept anymore. It's here, and it's woven right into the fabric of our daily lives. But what is AI really? Well, the term actually goes way, way back to 1956. A scientist named John McCarthy called it the science and engineering of making intelligent machines. At its core, it's all about creating systems that can do things that usually require human smarts. Like learning from experience, solving problems, and understanding what we're saying.
Okay, so let's zoom out. We're going to go from our phones and our laptops to the entire nation. If AI is the future, you got to ask, where does Sri Lanka stand right now in this global race? And that brings us to Sri Lanka's big AI challenge.
So, according to the 2023 Government AI Readiness Index, this is a big global report, Sri Lanka ranks 95th out of 193 countries. Now, that's actually a 10-spot jump from the year before, which is great. There's momentum. But it also tells us there's a pretty long road ahead.
And when you dig into the numbers, this is where it gets really interesting. The government's vision? Pretty solid. The tech sector? Doing okay. But look at that last number, data and infrastructure, ranked all the way down at 110th. So the takeaway here is huge. The very foundation that AI is built on, the data itself, and all the digital plumbing, that's the country's biggest hurdle right now.
And it's not just one thing, It's a whole bunch of challenges all at once. There aren't enough people with those really advanced AI skills. The recent economic troubles have caused a pretty serious brain drain, with a lot of tech talent leaving. The infrastructure just isn't quite there yet for the heavy-duty AI stuff, and there are big gaps in how data is collected and managed. And on top of all that, overall computer literacy was still only around 34% in 2022. That means there's a need to build up those basic digital skills for everyone.
So, faced with all that, the Sri Lankan government, along with partners like the UNDP, decided they're not just going to try to catch up, they want to leap forward. And this brings us to the hero of our story, the new National AI Strategy.
This is the official vision, right out of the government's white paper. And what's cool is, it's not just about tech for the sake of tech. The goal is super clear. Use AI, but do it responsibly. Use it to spark new ideas, to make sure nobody gets left behind, and to build sustainable growth for the whole country. It's a really ambitious and, honestly, a pretty powerful statement.
And this right here, this is the plan. This is the official roadmap, the blueprint for how Sri Lanka is going to build its AI future. It might look a little complicated at first, but it all comes down to three core ideas, three pillars: enablers, accelerators, and trust and safety. So let's break this down piece by piece.
So how do you actually build the future with these pillars? Well, think of it like you're building a brand new high-tech city. You can't just throw up a bunch of shiny skyscrapers, right? You need a solid foundation, you need roads, you need a plan. And that's exactly what these three pillars are.
First up, we've got Pillar 1, the enablers. This is the foundation of our city. It's all the really essential stuff, the groundwork you have to lay before you can even think about building anything on top of it.
This pillar has 5 key parts. First, a data strategy, because good, clean data is the fuel for any AI. Second, skills. Training the people, the engineers and scientists who are actually going to build this stuff. Third, the physical infrastructure. We're talking data centers, fast internet, the works. Fourth, research and development, but focused on solving Sri Lanka's own unique problems. And finally, public awareness, making sure everyone in the country understands what AI is and what it means for their lives.
Okay, so our foundation is laid. Now it's time for Pillar 2, the accelerators. If the enablers are the foundation, these are the engines of growth. These are the actions that are going to speed everything up and put that foundation to work all across the country.
So this part is all about 2 main areas. First, changing the public sector, using AI to make government services way faster and more efficient for everybody. And second, firing up the private sector. This means creating reasons for everyone, from the smallest startups to the biggest companies, to invest in AI, to create new things, and to really boost the economy. It's a two-pronged attack to get the whole country moving.
All right, we've got our foundation and we've got our engines. But what about the rules of the road? That brings us to our last, and you could argue our most important pillar, trust and safety. This is all about making sure that as we build this AI-powered future, we do it the right way, responsibly and ethically.
There are three big ideas here. First, a legal and regulatory framework. Basically, laws that protect people's privacy and safety but don't kill new ideas before they start. Second, clear guidelines for responsible AI to make sure these systems are fair, transparent, and that someone's accountable. And third, and this is so important, public and civil society engagement. That just means talking to everyone, involving citizens to build trust and make sure AI reflects the country's values.
So that's the plan. A pretty comprehensive three-pillar strategy. But, you know, a plan is just a piece of paper until you actually start doing something. So what happens next? How does this all become a reality?
This is where it gets very real. The government has already put its money where its mouth is, setting aside 1.5 billion rupees in the 2024 budget just to get these first AI initiatives off the ground. So this isn't just talk, it's a funded national priority.
And here are the immediate next moves. The plan is to set up a central national AI center to run the whole show. A detailed 5-year roadmap is coming, along with a special AI playbook to help government agencies figure this all out. And crucially, they're going to launch pilot projects in key areas like healthcare and agriculture to get some early wins and learn what works. And they're going to do all of this while talking to the public to make sure everyone feels like they're a part of this journey.
So, from the AI that's literally in your pocket to a huge national strategy with serious money behind it, Sri Lanka is at a really critical moment. The country is actively starting to build its own AI-powered future, and that's a transformation that's going to touch every single person. So that leaves us with one last big question to think about. As this incredible journey unfolds, what role will you play in it?